Hey, hello. Welcome to episode number 10 of the People We Love podcast. I am Adam Choi, and you are not. But that's okay. You do you. You gotta do you. So, things are going pretty well with the show so far. It'll be a little while before I have 100,000 subscribers on iTunes, but I think we'll get there. Baby steps, man. But today, I'll be speaking with a man named Igor Packer, better known as Justin Credible. That's Justin space Credible. Mr. Credible is a poet who's originally from Ukraine who's been living in Los Angeles for 2 decades plus now. Despite being confined to a wheelchair his entire life, he hasn't let that stop him from living his life to the fullest. This guy writes and performs poetry in multiple languages and is also a kickboxing aficionado. For real. Way back when Justin Credible's English was a little shakier, his friend, Iranian immigrant Mandana Shirandami, who since sadly passed, gave Mr. Credible an ultimatum. Improve your English and start writing in it, or I ain't gonna be your friend no more. She totally gave him the kick in the butt he needed at the time. And today we hear all about that and hear a lot about the rest of Mr. Credible's incredible life. So without further ado, here's the man of the hour, Mr. Justin Credible. So, Justin Credible, how you doing today? How's it going?
Ready to rumble.
You're ready to rumble. Unfortunately, it's raining outside, so that you're not...
But rumble is going to be inside.
Rumble inside today. So, things are not too bad. You got a smile on your face.
Well, that's my business card, you know.
That's your business card?
Yeah, because you are not supposed to come in a bad condition, like to the show or anything.
Right.
Because the vibe transmits very quickly.
Yes. Well, why don't you tell me a little about your life? Tell me your life story in 30 seconds. Because you're from Ukraine, right?
Yes.
And how long have you been in the United States for?
I say it's my 26th year here. And I came straight to Los Angeles. And I was, kind of lost of what to do here because I started writing poetry in Russian, as I told you before.
You wrote poetry when you were living in Ukraine?
Yeah.
What brought you to the United States from Ukraine?
Well, actually, my uncle called us all here for the family reunion.
So you already had family in the United States? Okay.
We had family, and he called us, and I wanted to, to reunite. We were the last people to leave the other country to come here.
Your immediate family, or do you miss Ukraine?
No, not at all.
Not at all.
Let me tell you.
You came here once and you stayed. You came here for the family reunion and you didn't leave since.
Let me tell you, Adam. Ukraine was not wheelchair accessible whatsoever.
No. Is it because of the ice or just
No, because the stairs everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere the stairs. It's like.
So you've been in a wheelchair your whole life.
And I think actually it's a good thing because if you have an accident, like when you're a teenager, you have to readjust. I didn't have to readjust. I was brought in. Well, my mind wasn't developed when I got sick. It was 7 months old.
Okay, so you've been in a wheelchair since So this is all you've known.
This is all I know.
Gotcha.
And this is not a wheelchair, by the way. And never ever call it a wheelchair because you're going to be knocked out.
Oh no, I'm going to take a step back. It's what is it? I know what you like to call
it. It's a BMW, Ballistic Manual Weapon.
Oh, okay. You know what? I don't even know what BMW stands for. The car.
Bavarian Motor Vehicle.
That's right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's my favorite car. I just adapted the letters and twisted a little bit.
Basically, yes. So life in Ukraine was not ideal for someone in a wheelchair because of the stairs. How did you get
stairs and curbs? The curbs did not have ramps.
Yeah.
Whatever. So I had basically when I got out, which was once a year, it was like I had to have someone with me.
Yeah, that sucks.
Here you see me coming to the bar, coming to the workouts. I do it on my own.
Yeah, no, that's good that there's ramps, inclines, handicapped accessible stuff.
Yeah.
For the BMW, of course. Yeah. For the BMW. So eventually, you came over for one family reunion.
Yeah.
And you just stayed.
Yeah, we came to reunite with the family.
And did you plan in advance to stay? In advance to stay in the United States?
To stay.
Okay, gotcha. You were literally not a family reunion, but like a literal permanent reunion.
literal permanent dream.
Gotcha. That's cool. Well, you came to a much more ramp-friendly city that has better weather, I think, as well.
And I got, guess what? I got straight into Hollywood.
Straight into Hollywood.
Hollywood.
That's right. Is that where you lived in Hollywood?
No. I mean Los Angeles.
Yeah, I know. You're speaking generally, but where in LA did you first live when you moved here?
Well, I lived not far from here.
Not from here.
Northern the Woodman.
Yeah, Valley.
It's very nice.
Gotcha.
Same Valley, and then
Yep.
we just got this place. So.
Gotcha. So you were doing poetry in Russian.
In Ukraine.
In Ukraine.
Russian, yeah.
For how long were you doing that for?
Oh, I was doing that since I was 14, probably.
Really?
Yeah.
What got you into doing poetry?
This situation, because all my first poems were all down, all negative, all like I was seeking the way to get out of it.
Yeah.
And you understand it. Depression causes a lot of it.
Sure.
And now when I'm depressed, I go to the gym, punch out the 2 bags that I told you about.
I don't even know if these are jokes. These are jokes anymore because I don't. I'll speak to the audience for a second. This guy likes to say that he's a kickboxing, not a champion, but he spars with the champions and is always threatening people who.
I'm not threatening. I'm just letting people know who I am.
That's right. That's right.
If I enter the bar, Adam, and some people see me in the wheelchair, some of them might say, "Oh, he's vulnerable. Let's take advantage."
Yeah. So you have to let them know. That's right. You preemptively tell them.
Besides, there is one big story about that. Manny Pacquiao, I'm sure you know who he is.
Of course, yeah.
He came into our gym to train with Mauricio. Mauricio put me in sparring session with him. I was looking for a nice, cute lady, since I was single. Now I'm not.
Yeah, I see.
So
getting in shape.
Yeah, so I was looking for a lady. No, this lamp is. I was looking for a lady, and he brings Manny to my bag, and he says, "Okay, Igor, why don't you spar with this guy?" Okay, why don't you spar with this guy? And I look at Manny, and I'm like, "Are you freaking serious?"
Yeah, you don't want to hurt him.
I know who he is, and I'm like, he's a champion, and I'm here just working out. He says, "Just do what I said." And Manny complimented my left uppercut. He said, never ever use it on the street, because there might be casualties there.
So you've only done poetry. Have you done stand-up comedy at any open mics or never?
I cannot do stand-up comedy. I can do only sit-down.
Yeah, I knew. I set myself up for that one.
Yeah, I can do only sit-down comedy.
I went right into that one for sure. Always poetry.
Always poetry.
Always poetry. Not music, not comedy, not.
No, well, I'm musically inclined, but I like guitar and.
Yeah.
I'm actually one of the reasons that I come to Corks. It's
an open mic place.
Yeah, open mic, and because I want to find a composer, music writer, who will help me, maybe write, maybe produce the album.
Yeah, no.
Record.
No, I was curious because if you have other outlets besides the poetry, but you're talking about putting your poetry to music.
Putting my poetry to music, and I've had a few experiences with some guys in Pasadena. We wrote like three or four songs together.
Keep going. Send those to me when you got something, or if you already do.
And I recorded one poetry album at the professional studio. I just rented the studio one day, and the album is called Reflections, but it's never on sale. It hasn't been on sale. It's just for my own satisfaction.
That's great. How many poems have you written over the years?
A couple of thousand. I don't count them.
I didn't think you had
an
exact number.
I just write them. A couple of thousand. Probably.
And they're all pretty much about the same.
No, the topic varies.
Oh, I know the topic varies. The length. I was going to say the length. They're about in a couple of minutes.
Yeah, like mostly the same length. And there is one interesting story about this. Like we are traveling. I take the SS services, which I call it transportation.
Yeah.
So once we are going, and that driver points out to me an old beat-up truck, like a 1950s beat-up Ford whatever, Ford T model or whatever. He says, could you write anything about that? I'm like, as of now, no. As of now, no. But later on, it might pop up. And sure enough, like within 2 months, I'm thinking, laying there and thinking about all that's going on. And sure enough, that big yellow truck popped up.
It was meant to be. You just don't want somebody telling you what to write about, but it's okay for them to plant seeds of an idea that you can pursue on your own later.
The ideas plant themselves.
Right.
Like the most productive nights for me are the ones on Tuesday, the ones that you saw me perform.
Yeah.
Those are the most productive because I guess I get the vibes from the crowd.
Sure. No, I'm sure I've done a couple of the open mics too, and it's a thrill to be up on a stage.
Yeah, it's not thrill. It's just especially when the other Adam announces me as the host. First poet of the night, just incredible. How can you do a bad job?
That's right. The name "Just Incredible" is there? I knew, it's pretty self-explanatory.
I knew you'd come up with that question, and guess how it popped up in my mind. I'm there in 2008. In November of 2008, I came up to my first open mic ever. Never done that before.
Sure.
And I didn't bring the papers with me. I decided to do first impressions
in English.
Memory.
In English too.
In English, yeah, because there are no Russian.
Right.
No Russian.
Well, it depends what neighborhood you're in, but okay.
Yeah, but So I come in and the host at that time, Jason, comes up to me and he's like, "Would you like to sign up?" I'm like, "Well, signing up with my real name would mean a disaster. First of all, they know the nationality. And last but not least, my first name is Igor, so, real name. So, Frankenstein Association, I don't need that.
It's up to you. You can be called whatever you want,
man. I don't need that. So I come up with this just incredible. And I always emphasize, it's Justin space credible. There's nothing incredible about me. I'm just a regular guy, just like you.
Yeah, I've seen people use that, I think, online as screen names. I think there was a wrestler, Justin Credible. Yeah, not that you...
The boxer, the wrestler or whatever.
Yeah.
And by the way...
Well, you're the kickboxer, so that's... Yeah, you're a whole different
By the way, sport. I came in, not in contact, but I came across that name. And he had a channel on YouTube.
Yeah.
So that's why I had to add...
Poetry.
The word poetry at the end, because there was some confusion and they didn't accept me. They said there is Just Incredible. So.
Yeah. Just Incredible Poetry on YouTube is his channel. We'll plug that again in a little bit. But let's get back to when you came to the United States. So you didn't speak any English.
No, I did. I actually...
Oh, you did?
Actually, since I was 12 years old, check this out. And that's why I say that everything in life is pre-written. When I was 12 years old, 6th grade of high school, I got a goal into my head. Yeah, crazy goal, crazy head, whatever. So I got a goal to become an English teacher.
And you didn't speak English at this time, you spoke a little bit?
Yeah, just a little bit, but English was my favorite subject. So I got at it, graduated high school, and in that country, I had to have a lot of trouble entering the Institute of Foreign Languages. So, I was looking and I applied in Kiev. They didn't accept me for obvious reasons.
Yeah. I think it almost would be the opposite in this country now to some degree. You would get a little bit more attention from universities.
They didn't accept me in Kiev, so I was looking. Maybe you remember, maybe you don't. There was Sanremo musical festival in Italy.
I don't know.
So I was watching Italian language lessons. And lucky enough for me, they give the address of the institute that accepts correspondence courses, where you send in the papers and you get the degree and blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I called the number. They sent me the test paper. Of course, I aced it. And then I passed, got the diploma.
You didn't. So you didn't study English in Italy, did I have that?
No. No. The Italian language lesson
Gotcha.
just gave the address on TV to that institute which accepted correspondence courses.
Gotcha.
And I called in, I filled out the papers, and I got accepted to second year.
Cool. So when you came to the United States, you
spoke English.
You spoke English, but you were hesitant to do poetry, or you weren't comfortable.
Yeah,
you weren't comfortable yet
comfortable.
writing or performing.
Not comfortable. Writing and performing came later on.
But by this point, your dreams of being an English teacher were kind of like, nah, that wasn't really what you were trying to do so much.
No, I was still going to it, and my mom pushed me to start doing computers, like studying computers, because she said 93, 93, 94.
Yeah, it's starting to ramp up.
Computer industry, computer analytics started being the main field in the country. So she goes like, why don't you go study computers? It's going to help you. And then in 94, I meet the lady that I met, that I mentioned to you before.
That's right. We got there, finally. That's good.
And she said, she looked at me and she said, what kind of a computer geek are you? You're a poet, so you better get writing in English and you become an English poet.
And what was her name?
Mandana Shirandami, yeah.
And she was a friend. How did you meet her?
Well, that was funny. I really fell for her. I was riding my electric, and then
riding your electric BMW.
Yeah, and she was too. So she says, let's speed up to the other side, and I didn't notice the curve, and of course I flip.
That I don't describe, because I'm a dude. I don't really say a lot of things are cute, but that's like I don't know.
Yeah, I literally fell for her.
That is, I don't know.
I literally fell for her, and she had to take me home in her van. So that's
You literally fell on the ground. That's right. It took me a second to catch up to you. So what happened to your chair, your BMW?
It broke, and
it was broken.
I have more strength in this
than your arm.
than in the motor, who I don't trust.
Yeah.
Which I don't trust. The motor gets stuck. The motor fails. The motor.
How many BMWs chairs have you gone through over the years?
Oh, tons and tons of them.
20, 30, 40, hundreds?
And now I'm looking for a new one, because this one is 10 years old. So.
Yeah.
But this is the most comfortable model.
What do you look for? What are you going to be looking for in a new model? What kind of
just the same
comfort?
As this one, yeah.
Something comfortable, something
easy to transport and easy to maneuver and easy to hit the bags.
Yeah.
Or the people. No, Adam, hitting the bags is the main part of my life now.
Right.
Because let me tell you something.
Boxer by day, poet by night.
Kickboxing.
But you spar with Pacquiao sometimes too.
I sparred with him only once.
Yeah, that was just regular boxing.
But I spar with whoever comes.
Of course. So what about Mandana? When you had met her, you guys, it was things started fast with you guys. Yeah. It seems like.
Yeah, and she said, I won't. When she gave me that ultimatum, to write in English. She said, I won't get off your back until you do it. And if you don't do it within 3 years, we're quits. I'm done with you.
She wanted you to just start writing poetry?
Start writing in English.
Right, just because you weren't writing in English in general, not poetry,
Not poetry. No. She wanted me to start writing writing poetry in English, because I was writing in English, I was reading, but not poetry.
Was she, you said she was, Iranian. Was she American? Was she born in America?
No, she was born there, and they came when she was 14.
So English was her second language also. Yes. So she knows the struggle.
That's why she knew the struggle, and that's why she said, if I did it, you can do it. And she pushed me through. She guided me through the tough points of my life,
For sure.
She's like, yeah.
Was she the one who kind of not necessarily taught you English or taught gave you tips about writing, but was it just her? I guess I'm asking. Did other people kind of guide you as well through learning?
Yeah, well,
not learning English, but focusing more on writing.
I picked up from here and there, but she was the one who pushed me really. I told you the ultimatum, she said.
That's right. How long?
I'm leaving you if you're not starting this.
At least she didn't make you write other languages, because if you're with someone who wants you to learn all these languages every 3 years, she'll make you learn a new language.
Yeah, right.
How many languages do you speak? You speak
4.
You speak 4 languages?
I used to speak 4, but now it's 2 main.
2 main. What were the other 2 that you spoke besides Russian?
Ukrainian and Yiddish, since I'm Jewish, so.
Me too. I know a few Yiddish words, not too many.
But,
my grandparents.
My grandparents, same story here. My grandparents used to speak Yiddish at home, so that's why I.
Right, that's like my parents.
That's why I picked up, and now it's a dying language. So.
Yeah, that's true.
So is poetry, Adam. By the way,
I think
poetry is a dying art.
Yeah, you gotta listen to more rap.
Oh, rap is crap,
Well, it's not all of it. Some stuff is good with everything. It's good stuff. There's bad stuff, and most stuff is probably somewhere in between.
I don't accept rap. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I don't accept rap. You know what I listen to? Classic American rock.
Oh, that's what I like.
Led Zeppelin, Deep Purple.
You're talking to the right person, my friend.
Led Zeppelin, Deep Purple, Rolling Stones.
Stones, yeah, of course. The Stones are my favorite, right up there. Of course,
and I'm bad to the bone, so.
Yeah, you are.
That's my signature song,
You should have that play when you
when you
roll up into the stage in your BMW. So how long were you and Mandana together, or how long was she in your life for?
Well, we met in '94. And she passed away in 2007, so 13 years.
You guys were together 13 years?
Yeah, we were friends for 13 years. We discussed that two BMWs are too much for one building or one house or one apartment. So we never were romantically involved, but...
Oh, okay.
But she was a big part of my life.
Gotcha.
And she even said that even if something's wrong and you need me, you can call me at any time of the day or night.
That's always nice to have people like that in your life that you could call anytime, day or night.
Yeah, but I did.
Don't call me anytime, day or night.
I did that to one of my exes, and guess what? She called me at 2:00 in the morning.
All the time?
No, once.
Oh well, that's not so bad.
Once, and she said, "I'm like Jen, why are you calling?" She goes, "Well, I just feel lonely. My dad is in the other room and I cannot sleep. I feel lonely, so I decided to call." And my mom had to go to work at 5 a.m.
Oh.
To wake up to go to work at 5 a.m.
All your romances are causing drama, my friend, in the house.
Not this one. Not the last one.
That must have been tough when you lost her in 2007.
But check this out. She passed away in December. But her sister, who I was in contact with, she never told me, never called me. Guess when she calls me?
When she needs to borrow money.
No.
No, what?
Freaking Valentine's Day.
Her sister?
Yeah. And I'm like, I see her phone on the caller ID, I see her phone number. Yeah. I'm like, oh, maybe she was at the hospital, maybe she was, somewhere in the, in the recovery or whatever. Who knows? I pick up the phone and the sister says, "Igor, I'm sorry to inform you, she's been dead since December." Like, couldn't you call me when it just happened?
Yeah.
Because Muslims don't bury the bodies; they cremate the bodies.
Yeah.
So there is no way I could have gone to see her there.
That's tough to hear on Valentine's Day. What? So you kind of had lost touch with her a little bit?
Yeah.
A little bit towards...
No. I was trying to call her, and nobody answered. I guess they saw my number on caller ID, so they didn't want to answer and tell me that. And on Valentine's Day, she decides...
Oh, I see.
She decides to call me and inform me.
So you were in contact with her, up until that December, around then, and then when she passed, they kind of...
Nobody informed me, and on Valentine's
That stinks.
On Valentine's Day, she decides to call me, and I'm like, is that really the day?
Probably not.
And check this out. Like in 2000, my grandma passes away exactly on Valentine's Day.
Who's that?
My grandma.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so Valentine's Day is not for me.
Yeah. What about the maybe the 13th or the 15th are better?
Yeah.
Those
Well, 13th actually is my day because check this out. June 13th of 05.
June 13th.
June 13th of 05, my website got out on the market, which is igorpacker.adspace.com. That's my original website.
Mm-hmm.
It got out June 13th, and then...
Is it still up?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then March 13th of 08, I had nothing to do. Had a whole time on my hands. So I decided to open up a YouTube channel.
There you go.
But it was weird, Adam.
The internet is a weird place, my friend.
No. What I mean is I was thinking like, I'm not photogenic, I'm not videogenic, so I was thinking maybe to put some landscape pictures behind me and read behind...
Set decoration.
Yeah, and stay behind the scenes so nobody sees the camera, they see the landscape, beautiful pictures or beautiful videos, and then stand behind the scene. But then I said, what the heck? So I cut off my body like this.
Yeah.
Very pumped up chest.
Yeah. Gradually, you kind of just slowly started revealing yourself.
Yeah.
Because who cares? Because, I'm not going to tell you what you should or shouldn't do, but, I think that's a good attitude to have.
And guess what the latest video is? I asked the lady, the secretary at the gym, to shoot my workout.
Yes.
A couple of punches. I'm like, I don't need the whole video, the whole workout, but just a couple of punches. So I installed it into my YouTube.
But you seem happy. You seem happy these days. You're performing. You're writing a lot.
I learned one thing. I learned to release my anger right there by the bags.
Yeah, and the poetry. Do you release that? But not even so much anymore these days. It seems like you were more angry or depressed back in the day. Today you seem a little bit more. Well, today, you're a romantic guy.
Today I found the love of my life.
That's right.
Say so. By the way, cheers to Miss Patricia Wright.
There you go.
And her name is Wright, so I think she's right for me.
It's a sign. That's right. No, that's great. I'm happy for you, for sure.
She's right for me. I think you met her at the bar.
I did. I have met her. She's sweet. Do you want to perform a poem or two here?
Well,
you need your paper. Do you need papers?
No. I'll do the oldies and the goodies. I had a surgery last year. The broken femur. Crazy stuff.
Yeah.
I was transferred to a car. Got.
Someone dropped you or something?
Someone just dropped my leg and dropped my body on my leg.
An accident.
Then it happens.
Yeah, shit happens.
Yeah, I know. So
that's right.
Why does it happen to me? I don't know.
Yeah. Don't try to figure it out.
Well, I tried.
Bad luck? I don't know.
The only thing I can see is it all has been pre-written. By the way, that's my theory for everybody. The things that go on in your life, sometimes you might think, oh, why am I here? What am I doing here? You're meant to be here. And you need to be here.
Yeah, I feel like I try to believe that, but at the very least look for meaning and inspiration and something to learn.
Some things don't inspire you, like this surgery didn't inspire me. I had to stay half a year immobile and
even more immobile.
Yeah, even more immobile than I am.
Yeah.
And I thought when I got out of the surgery, I never thought that I'd be able to return to my kickboxing. Yeah. Reading poetry is one thing. And by the way, often I get a question from the people that just meet me for the first time. When I tell them that I'm a kickboxer, they said, did you get this because of kickboxing?
That's a good follow-up question.
Yeah, it's a valid question, but you know what I say? I say, I got this, and then I got into kickboxing. Eyes wide open, mouth wide open, jaws dropping to the floor.
I think that you're going to confuse people. You know what I thought you were going to say? I thought you were going to say, yeah, I'm in this chair, blah, 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 but you should see what my opponent looks like. You should see that guy's condition.
I'm Well, I'm like, those guys just, that's off the record. I don't want to, I don't want
No, that's
to
fine.
get on the iCast. But let me tell you something. When some drivers are nasty and they ask me for the ID, I'm like, which ID would you like, sir? Right hook or left uppercut? I'm the master of them both.
Oh man. So why don't you do a poem?
Okay, which one? I'll do the one that
Sure.
got me the Editor's Choice Award. By the way, I got 5 of them by the National Library of Poetry. 5 Editor's Choice Awards.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Just because I had nothing to do. Submitted the poem online, and then next thing you know, you get an email.
That's doing it. That's not doing nothing. That's putting yourself out there.
So it's about one of the ladies that was married, and then I found out that she's married, so that's what appeared. I saw her across the hall. Our smiles yet didn't meet. She was the queen of them all. Rome was with her presence lit. Her hair was long and blonde. She had angelic green eyes, but my heart didn't belong to her castle nearby. There were a lot of knights surrounding her all day. One dark, stormy, gloomy night, a horseman took her away. So there the story ends about of a lady across the room, about an unhappy friend and not becoming a groom. But check this out. I submitted this poem and I forgot about it.
Yeah.
Then 2 weeks or 3 weeks later, and obviously it was written about one of my sparring partners at the kickboxing gym. I asked her out, and she said, well, I asked her what is she doing the weekend, and then she goes, oh, I'm sorry, we're going out with the husband.
Yeah.
Somewhere to San Diego or somewhere else. I don't remember. It's been 20 years since now. So I'm like, oh shoot, another husband. And then I write this piece and I forget about it. I send it off. I forget about it completely, but then I get a letter that this piece got Editor's Choice Award.
That's awesome, man.
So I have to thank her in some way, right?
I think so. That's the best thing you could do is if you can not profit necessarily, but I guess profit in some way, but not monetarily, but to improve your life based on some suffering or some, drama or pain.
That's why I go to the gym, to the bar to perform, to the open mic. Because you know what the best reward is to me?
What's that?
Especially it's the applause by the audience, but especially what it is when I'm standing there and waiting for my ride. A lot of people are getting out and they go, Justin, great job, great poetry. And I plug in my channel. And guess what? Lately this morning I checked, it's 110 subscribers by now.
There you go.
So anybody who's listening now, go to Justin Credible Poetry on YouTube. And subscribe to the channel. Trash the channel, I don't care.
All press is good press.
I don't care. Even bad press is good.
If you want to talk shit, it's fine as long as you're clicking and subscribing.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you for taking the time, for sure. I appreciate it. Just Incredible Poetry, YouTube. And man.
There are quite a few links on my profile on YouTube, like links to my Russian site and links to my bilingual site on the profile. Everything is on there.
Awesome.
Leave me a message, drop me a note, whatever.
Cool.
I respond to everyone.
There you do. You responded to me. We're here today. Wow. We made it happen. But I'll let you get going and enjoy the rest of your day. And thanks again, man. Thanks, Just Incredible.
Thank you.
You got it. Talk soon. Wow. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. I really did have a good time speaking with Mr. Just Incredible, and it was very nice of him to take the time. I kind of feel like an asshole for just thinking the guy was joking around about kickboxing, but I'm pretty sure it's all true. The kickboxing, the sparring, the Manny Pacquiao stuff, I'm pretty sure it all goes down. It all went down. But Just Incredible is one tough poet, and I, for one, have zero plans to ever upset the dude. He can destroy me with his words or his fists. That's for sure. But of course, you can follow this show, People We Love, on Instagram and Twitter. Just look for the red logo with the white letters, People We Love, and there's a Facebook page. And the show is on Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes. Libsyn's my host. And if you're enjoying the show, please leave it a 5-star positive review on iTunes. I always greatly appreciate that. And I think that's about all I got for today. So I hope you enjoyed the episode, and I'll have plenty more coming soon. And I'll talk soon to you guys. Peace.